Welcome back to my channel. So during today's video, I am going to be using the 35XS Morphe No Silent Lights again because I really like this eyeshadow palette and I use the two matte shades to do a quick everyday matte eyeshadow look. But I think today I want to use more of the purplish mauve shades. So let's just get started. I primed my eyes today with my Revolution Pro Ultimate Coverage Crease Proof Concealer in the shade C5.7, and I set it with a little bit of setting powder. This is a sticky concealer, so I do like to use it as a base. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure these lids are smooth. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, this large fluffy brush, and I am going to go in with, let's do the shade No Wildflowers, and it's the second matte shade on the top row, and we're going to place this shadow right above the crease area and use it as our transition shade. And the formula in this palette is really good because I do like Morphe, but this is a nice formula. I like this. So we're going to continue to pack it above the crease. A little bit more. And I'm going up towards the brow bone. So let's do a little bit more to the other eye. Place a little bit more. And now we're going to lightly blend the shade. And I'm blending upwards towards the brow bone area, right underneath my eyebrows. So I'm going to add just a little bit more. And I like how light the shade is because of the mauves and purples that I'm going to be using today. So I think this is perfect for it. And it's not that brown or tan shade. It's more like a soft, peachy, rosy type shade when you apply it. It's not too deep for the shade I'm going to be using. I'm adding a little bit more to make sure I set this concealer because it's super thick. Okay, just making sure it is blended. So now let's go in with the Profusion. It's just a small fluffy blending brush, and I am going to go in with the shade, let's see, let's do Heat Goes Boom, and it's the third matte shade from the last shade on the last row. We're going to apply this shade in our outer V area. I'm just going to pack it first directly in the outer V area. This eye wants to start running today. Let's pack a little bit more. Because I want to make sure the payoff is really there before I start blending. So I'm packing it a little bit right in the crease area above the outer V. I'm going to start eyes and a little bit more. So now I am going to take my makeup round and wipe the brush off so we can start blending it a little bit. And we're going to lightly blend the shadow in circular motions and flicking the edges of the shade. So when we apply the other shades, it'll blend really, really well. So we're going to do the same thing for the other eye. Lightly blend and right in that crease area. Okay, so I'm liking that already, how it's performing. The pigmentation is really, really good. And the shadows are blending really, really good. So I'm just continuing to blend out the edges of the shadow. So I'm going to apply a little bit more of that same shade. And I'm just packing it on there just a little bit more. To deepen it up from where we blended it. So now let's blend a little bit more, really, really lightly, just like you're barely touching the shadow. So I like that, I like that. So now I'm going to keep the same brush. We're going to wipe it off again with our makeup round. And this time we are going in with the shade. Let's do Frost Smitten, the third shade from the last shade on the third row. And we're going to apply this shade directly in the center of the crease. I'm going to pack it over into the inner corner of the eye. And I'm using this brush because it's more, give you more precise when you apply, give you more precise, right there, it directly in the crease area, not too high above it. A more detailed, defined look. How about that? If I said that right, I don't know. We're gonna apply a little bit more and pack it. And now we're going to blend. And again, you want to lightly blend the shadow. And I'm blending in circular motions and windshield wiper motions. And I'm blending upwards really, really lightly. So now we're going to continue to blend. We're going to blend the edges of the deep shade with the rest of the shadow that's on the brush. So everything is nicely transitioned. And you can continue to blend your crease area as well. That is coming together pretty good. So now I'm going to take the Morphe 505 brush, and it's this fluffy brush, and we're going to just make sure the edges of the two shadows, the crease shade and the transition shade, is blended. I'm liking that so far because I love me some mauve and purples. So I'm going to go back in with this Profusion brush with the first shade we started using, the Heart Goes Boom, and apply a little bit more. And I'm going to blend a little bit more back into this outer V because I don't want to lose the deepness of the shadow in my outer V area. And we're going to take a little bit more of the Frost Smitten, the second shade that we use in our transition. Not our transition, I'm sorry, in the crease. We're going to apply a little bit more of that directly back into the crease and just blend, lightly blend. And windshield wiper motions. And we're just building up the color to make sure we have the payoff that we want before we add any shimmers. And you want to lightly, and I can't say that enough, lightly blend these shadows together. So I'm liking that. So now we're going to go in with our BH Cosmetics. If I can find it. I thought I had it in front of me, but I do not. Yes, I do. BH Cosmetics glitter glue base booster, and I'm going to apply a little bit on the back of my hand because I like doing it that way, and then put it on my ring finger to place it on my lid. So now we are going to place it directly in the center, going towards the inner corner. And I'm overlapping just a little bit in that outer V and using the tip of my finger to place it directly in the crease area. And I like to do this because I like to put shimmers in my crease area. So when I open my eyes, you can still see the shimmer shade. So now I'm doing the same thing for the other eye, just making sure the base booster is smooth on the lid and using my tip of my finger to place it directly in the crease area. So now I'm going to wipe my fingers off with my wipe. Let's see, what shade do we want to use? I don't know. Let's see. Let's get this brush. My favorite little Real Techniques flat brush. Let's use the shade All Charm, and it's the next to the last shade on the 4th row, the shimmer, the deep purple shimmer shade. We're going to place this directly where the shadow in the outer V stops to transition, and place this directly on the center of the lid. We're not going to go all the way into the inner corner just yet. We're going to use another shade for that. And you want to pack it, and I'm packing it up to the crease area with the tip of the brush. And do the same thing for the other eye. And I like to start my packing at my lash line and then start to spread it out over the lid with the rest of the shadow. Because I don't like to put it like directly in that center or up towards my crease, because then I have a lot of it placed in that one area, and it's easier if I put it on my lash line to diffuse it rather than trying to blend it if I place it directly in my crease or directly on the center with this base booster, because it tends to go ahead and stick. So we are going to add a little bit more of that shade. And I'm going to use the other side of the brush, the clean side, and we are going to use the shade Bring the Heat, and it's the shade right next to it, the more light lavender shade. And we're going to place that directly in the inner corner, overlapping it with the deeper shimmer shade on the center of the lid. And this palette is so nice. You can do a lot of looks with this eyeshadow palette. I'm glad I picked it up when I went into Ulta a couple of weeks ago. So now we're going to apply to the other eye. I'm doing the same thing, overlapping it with the deeper shimmer shade directly in the center, and the tip of the brush to place what's left in the crease area. So I'm going to take a little bit more. Make sure we build it up really good. I'm liking that. I like it. So now I'm going to take the Sigma E41, and this is fiber blending brush and make sure the crease area is blended. And I like using this kind of brush, like I said, when you don't want the shadows to kind of just blow out, you want to keep them in one part of the eye. I like using this kind of brush. And especially with the crease area, when you're doing shimmers and stuff, you can blend them out really good with a fiber brush. So we'll do the same thing with the other eye. Just make sure everything is blended really, really well in that crease area. And I'm blending outwards to make sure my outer V does not have any harshness. And this palette is really good because it's little to no fallout with this eye look. Like, it's just a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to blend a little bit more. And the key is just to continue to blend, blend, and blend with shadows. And it didn't have to be like this, you know, over a long drawn out process to apply shadows and shimmers. I just have a simple technique and I just keep pushing. So now I'm going to go back in with the profusion brush with the shade Heart Does. Boom. I have to start with my glass because I can't see. The first shade we put into our outer V. And we're going to apply a little bit more directly back into the outer V once again, because I don't want to lose the deepness of that shade. And now I'm blending outwards, because I'm blending right up in the crease a little bit where we applied it above the outer V. But I'm also making sure it's blended outwards as well. So that is pretty, I like that. So I want to, let's go in with the fiber brush once again. And let's use this shade Spring the Heat, the one we just put on the inner corner of the lid. And we're going to apply some of it on this brush so we can drag it right up to the crease area from the inner corner. Bring a little more highlightness into the lid area. And blending in circular motions. And again, I like this brush because it doesn't give a whole lot of payoff. And you'll be sitting here blending for days trying to blend it out. It just really places it. And the brush it blends like really, really good. Now I know Morphe has some brushes similar to this too, because I have one. I have to find it. But this is the only one I've been seeing in my reach so far. I gotta start by going through my stash. And we're just gonna make sure it's blended really, really good. Okay, so that does it for the eye look. So we're gonna clean up the under eye area to make sure we are satisfied with the eye look. And I'm always saying this, I just can't use the tape. The tape gives a really, really sharp line. But I also like how the wipes does it, because my eyes are like really, really sensitive. They'll run just by putting anything on there with a lot of chemicals in it. But the tape doesn't work for me. I love how this look has come together. So I'm going to do my norm. I'm going to jump off camera, finish the rest of my face, and I'll be back to show you guys my final look. See you guys in a bit. Okay, so this is the final look. I love how the entire look came together using the Morphe 35XS No Silent Nights eyeshadow palette. This is a nice eyeshadow palette. I like the formula. This is the second look I've done using the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to definitely be using it again for more eyeshadow looks. And I did not apply any more of the shadows on my lid. The only thing I did was apply my Ultra highlighter in my inner corner and drag it up a little bit towards my crease area and a little bit on my lower lash line. But I do love this palette. So I'm going to leave this out. I can see this being like a staple palette of mine and using it a good bit. So I'm looking forward to diving more into it, like the grays and the oranges, yellowish type tones, but I do love it. Let me know your thoughts on this look. Let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. Become a part of my YouTube family here. And again, let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you purchased it, you plan on purchasing it, or if you already have it, and what are your thoughts on it. Until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.